actually going to be running across an entire country. You might be thinking, oh, it's going to be Vatican City, the smallest country in the world. Wrong! Let me introduce you to Andorra. If this square is the size of Vatican City, then this square is the size of Andorra. Well, I'm terrified. I'm in France right now. This is the start of Andorra, and I'm gonna run all the way across to Spain. And this is a distance of 27 miles along this treacherous path. And so, I took my first steps on the journey that was going to take me to the front gates of hell itself. There's many obstacles ahead, including dehydration, injury, and risk of death. Okay, that one was a little bit exaggerated, but my first massive challenge was already here. These massively uphill switchbacks consist of the first 3 miles of my run. Nearly 1,000 feet of uphill. And this is only the first 3 miles. See all these switchbacks? I have to go all the way up those to the very peak right here, and I still have 24 miles to go after. But I put my head down and grinded out the first mile, running an unbelievable first mile split. 9:10. Way down there is where I started. I've literally climbed so much elevation in just a mile. This is actually starting to seem impossible already. Having done 1 mile meant that I was just 4% done, and I still had 2 miles of steep uphill switchbacks left. But it's better to do them now while I'm fresh versus when I'm dead in 20 miles. So let's just go ahead and kill some switchbacks. And with that positive thinking, I locked in, tried to ignore the pain in my legs, and before I knew it, I reached the top. Guys, I finally crested the switchbacks. With the first challenge completed, I was feeling confident, but that leads us to challenge 2. Downhill switchbacks are even worse. Your hips ache after a bit, and I still had 24 more miles to run. But at the time, I thought it was great. See that right there? -7% grade. That's what we want to see. Unaware that I was destroying my body, I started to enjoy the run for the first time. Guys, I mean, what am I doing? This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I took advantage of the downhill to kill a couple more miles, and I eventually reached my first town. However, I was starting to feel extremely exhausted, so I took my first break to rest. Taking a little pit stop. Last 3 miles have been very downhill, but my shoulders are starting to ache because I have this guy on my back. See this backpack? Well, it's the toughest part of this whole challenge. I had to lug this backpack weighing 20 pounds across all 27 miles of Andorra. And so far, I've ran 7.5 miles. So we're like a quarter of the way there. Probably gonna eat a quick snack just to replenish the calories, and then we'll be back on the road. And with my hunger bar fully replenished, I started up the run again, with almost 20 miles still to go. Normally I can run 7.5 miles with ease, but today I was not feeling it. I was really doubting if I was going to be able to finish. I'm at about the 10-mile mark right now. My shoulders are on fire. You know, because of the backpack. I can't tell you how bad my shoulders hurt from carrying probably 20 extra pounds. And to make matters worse, I've been going downhill for 6 straight miles, which sounds easy, but it is a strain on the legs, and my calves are really starting to feel it. Challenge 2 was coming back to bite us. I'm gonna try to hunker down and just grind through to get to the halfway point and just lock in more miles. Let's do it. I just hit the half marathon mark and I literally needed to stop. My whole body just feels utterly exhausted. My legs are bricks. That leads us to challenge 4. The body doesn't like trying to run 27 miles, and it was about to rebel. The next 13 miles are going to be the hardest grind of my life. But I promise you guys, I'm gonna do everything in my power to finish this. No matter what, I will always finish it out for you guys. And I was about to get a sign from God himself that I was getting close. That's right, Spain, only 18 kilometers away. Honestly, seeing that sign is such a game changer. Even though it's 18 kilometers away, it feels like I actually have a shot to finish now. Basically, we're in the home stretch. Let's go! So now with only 11 miles to go, things were looking up. But then, just as I was feeling good, challenges 1, 2, and 3 culminated into challenge 4. Had to stop again. My knee is really starting to ache. My whole body just feels absolutely terrible. I'm literally gonna sleep like 20 hours tonight. Try to stretch it out, trying to make it feel better. We have about 10 miles to go now, which is still a massive amount. I tried to stretch out to feel better, but I was really concerned because when injury hits, it can take you out for good. But even with my knee aching, I knew I had to finish at all costs. For the next few miles, I tried to focus on absolutely nothing except the joy of finishing, and eventually I was able to hit my next milestone of reaching the capital city of Andorra la Vella. Officially made it to Andorra la Vella. Could not be more excited and thankful. I'm hurting a lot right now. Good old challenge 4 still hanging around. But I really want to finish it out. It's such a massive accomplishment to do this. Doing something at one point you thought you would never be able to do in your wildest dreams. It's a high that just takes you to the next level. Only 6 more miles to go. With only 6 miles left, I was feeling like I was finally in the home stretch. I packed up and got back on the grind for the next mile. Each mile was taking me so much closer to the end. However, just look at how much I'm hurting with each step. And even worse, I was about to come face to face with challenge 5. I just hit mile 22, and I checked my map, and I literally have 5 miles to go. I'm more than 80% done, but my God, these next 5 miles are gonna be the hardest miles I've ever run in my life. My body can barely even move anymore. And there it was, challenge 5. See, when one runs 22 miles, a little thing called insane fatigue starts to hit. For the past 3 hours, I'd been grinding and it was starting to catch up. I'm actually praying I don't collapse at this point, but 5 miles is literally nothing. That is just mindset. We're gonna grind through it, and God, I hope I don't die. With only 5 miles left in the run, it was all about fighting that exhaustion and pushing myself harder than I'd ever gone before. Each step hurt like you couldn't believe, but before I knew it, I'd run a marathon. I just hit the marathon mark in 3:18. I basically could see the Spanish border. I had beaten all the challenges and I was in the end game. It's just time to close one final mile. I'm dead, guys. After running a marathon, I was exhausted, but I knew I had to finish strong. I was in so much pain, but I was almost there. See you soon, side. I'm so close to the end. Right there, entrance to Spain. And then I did it. I crossed the border into Spain and officially ran across an entire country.